Good Saturday morning, everybody. It is the 9th. I just looked at that a few minutes ago. Um, I whoa, I had a couple viewers, one in particular who was thankful enough. I'm thankful, I should say. I'm thankful enough to receive her little message, and she did tell me about 2 days that the federal government recognizes the Native Americans and has a federal Native American Day twice a year. One in October, and I'm sorry, I forgot what the second one was. September? Or was it earlier in the year? I don't know. Anyhow, so the Native Americans do have their 2 days. 2 days out of a whole year. Okay. Anyhow, so I was thankful to receive that little message. I woke up this morning with bit of a congestion and sore throat and a whole nine. Um, I slept last night with a warm air vaporizer with oops, sorry folks, with medicine in it. So I gotta quit messing with this camera. Should have adjusted it before I got it on here. Sorry. Anyhow, so normally when I have my vaporizer on, I don't wake up with any problems. Today's a problem. Granted, it's also a cold day. I actually had to turn my heater on because my house was cold. 60, no, not even 60 degrees yet. High today is only supposed to be about 64. Um, the same person who told me about the Native American Days also told me how up in their Lancaster, New York region, yesterday it was snowing on and off, and I'm like, what? What? Um, of course, then I looked at my weather app for this week's weather, and towards the end of the week, it's chances of thunderstorms at 80 degrees, and I'm sitting there going, why is it when it starts to warm up around here, and I'm not regularly sleeping on my eyes are bugging me because of my allergies. It's storming, and I'm like, yeah, that's just sign of the times. So yeah, for those of you who are getting wacky weather, all I can say is don't put away your winter clothes just yet and buckle up for a wild ride. Now, I know I was talking to you guys yesterday about how the increase in tornadoes and not just the increase in numbers, but the increase in damage capacity. Um, those of you who watch the weather reports on the news on an average or regular basis, um, listen for their Fujita. I think it's called Fujita. No, I forgot what the actual word is, but the F level. F1 being your weakest, F5 being your strongest. Um, F1 and 2, like I said yesterday, will blow things around, limbs off of trees, things like that. F3 will definitely shake things up and definitely remove branches from trees. Possibly even, if it's an old dead tree, possibly even knock it down. F4 will definitely uproot a tree, tear the shingles off your roof, um, possibly even knock over a vehicle or two. And F5, yeah, that will basically rewrite the map in the landscape. So yeah, just be on the lookout for those. those who live in areas that are prone for earthquakes, you'll probably get more. I've noticed my earthquake map and monitoring system has been quite active along the Pacific Rim on the on the Asians on the other side of the Pacific. I don't want to offend anybody because somebody got offended by me just saying Asiatic when I was talking about foods, and I'm like, are you guys being cupcakes because of the fact that I'm talking about food and I'm using the word Asiatic instead of just Asian? Because Asiatic or Asian, either way, talks about the various cuisines from China, Japan, Korea, Thailand, places like that. Um, if I were to talk about foods that were maybe from Russia, I would say Russian because Russia has a interesting cuisine factor. I haven't had any like not Pacific specific. I'm saying the wrong words again. Type of Asian or type of Russian foods. Um, Closest thing I've ever come to a Russian, what I thought was Russian, but then I found out it was more Polish, is borscht. Um, Maybe it is both Russian and Polish, or whatever. Um, but yeah, the weather, the planet in itself, not just the weather factor, but the weather, the earthquakes, volcanic activities included, are are on the rise, and you gotta wonder why. I could try to give you my knowledge of the scientific reasonings. I can give you my spiritual reasonings. Um, I think they kind of coincide. They kind of interlock. But anyhow, if today goes well, and what I mean by well is a combination of physical capacity and I don't want to say negative or positive cohesion between me and Jerry, because what the project today is supposed to be is to build a tabletop for our coffee bar so we can expand the surface level of the cabinet we're going to build on top of. The cabinet is kind of narrow. Would it be called narrow, or would it be called something else? The cabinet is so long by so deep, and the depth of the cabinet is kind of on the a thin side. I mean, it does not have a lot of surface space, so we're trying to build a topper to give it more surface space. So hopefully that goes well. We have an idea of what we want to do. It's the putting everything together without problems. Um, Now I know a lot of you have said some negative factors towards Jerry about her controlling issues. Um, it's not the factor of a controlling issue. It's the factor that I have. I don't know how to explain it. I have a. I can. She can tell me what she wants to do, and my brain will automatically start to envision the process or the method of doing it when she's already got a method or process of doing it in her head, and sometimes our ideas don't connect, they clash. So that's when we have our issues. And I keep on forgetting I like that thing. um and it's not her trying to control me, it's her trying to get through my thick-headedness to deliver her vision. and she can sit there and tell me step by step how to do it, but I don't know why or how or what it is, but I can get from point one, this is what we're going to do, to the very last point of the finished product. But I can't always explain to a person how I got from point A to point B or point A to point H without giving you B, C, D, E, F, G um, instructions or process. So that's where we have our problems. But I think this particular project, we both have the same finished idea. It's the how to attach this component to that component to this component so it sits on the space that we're trying to put it on and connect it to that particular item so it doesn't fall off. Because we've got two countertops. One has a finished laminate cover. The other one's just corkboard. Some people call it corkboard. Some people call it beaver board, pressed wood, whatever you want to call it. It's just a unfinished or untreated piece of wood or piece of whatever you want to call it. Um, um, so it's going to be one of those. Once I'm feeling up to it, type things, we're going to start working on it. Hopefully, I can start working on it before 1 and get it done before dinner. Um, shouldn't take that long, but it depends on how many times I need to stop to think, or we need to step back and just cool our jets, whatever. And I don't blame Jerry for any of the issues we end up having because of the factor it's a, it's a give and take. Um, we both have ideas. We both want to do it a certain way, and we both end up like getting into issues. Um, it's not a bad thing. It's a healthy thing because even though we might get heated because of the situation, once we cool off and get to a civilized manner, we're fine. Um, every couple has it. I mean, very few couples do I know have such cohesion that they can literally not only finish each other's sentences, but work in the same close quarters without problems. So don't y'all be getting on some bandwagon of trying to point out what you think is wrong because I already know what's wrong and it's not all Jerry, it's not all me. It's we're a couple. Couples have their issues. Um, which brings me to today's little Bible study. It's called Remind the People. Now, I'll let you know where it came from. If I say this wrong, I'm gonna say it right, but then I'm gonna explain something. I'm gonna tell you a little story. It is from Titus 3:1-8. Now, before I actually go into the Bible study, I want to say something that's kind of funny. When I was younger, when I was a kid, and I first started trying to do Bible stuff, way back in the late '70s, so I must have been 6, 7, around there. Let's see here, 70, 77. So yes, I was 6. And this was back in Arkansas when the first time I remember going to church. Um, as a young kid, I had issues with trying to pronounce things, so it wouldn't come out Titus. Now, don't get up. Sorry, I'm got a little bit of a problem there. Don't get upset about this, but when I was younger, I had pronunciation issues, so it came out Titus, not Titus. Oh, when you're a kid, you don't know. But anyhow, this was I'm sorry. I have to do an edit because of an incoming call because I forgot to block calls. Anyhow, basically what he's trying to say by reminding people is his comparison to modern day times where we're constantly having reminders through emails and whatnot about appointments or something on our calendar or things like that. And what he was trying to say was how Paul would write letters to Titus, and at the end of his letters, he would always use the phrase remind the people, or actually, he used to use the words remind the believers. Yeah, remind the believers. So it's kind of like one of those, you know, we have to, a lot of times we have to be reminded about things. Um, I know after 3 days worth of downtime, I have to be reminded by my calendar that Monday's a work day. Go to work. This is your work schedule. Things like that. Then I have reminders of birthdays and special events and various things that I am involved in that I need reminded of because sometimes life gets so chaotic and out of whack that you need reminding that there's an event or something that you have to do. Some people's days, and I'm pretty sure most these are mostly like big business people or city people or people who just are starting to have memory issues like me that need reminded of just things that need to be done. Um, a lot of people have calendars where they write down due dates for bills, paydays, bill payday, things like that. We have that. Of course, right now with the way my job is and the way income is with Jerry, when we have a payday, one of the first things we do once that day has arrived and the money is in the bank is we pay a bulk of bills. It is what it is. To end this video, I would like to basically sit here and give you kind of a what's going on. I know at the beginning of the video I gave you a what's going on in the world, weather-wise. Yeah. I kind of talked to you guys about how Diane and I are planning on doing a project today, depending on how we feel within the next hour. Other than what's going on around the house, which is basically just trying to do some projects and keep things upbeat. Tomorrow's Mother's Day. Now, I may or may not get a chance to do a video tomorrow morning. It depends on a lot of different things. But we are going to take Mom, or try to take Mom to Colton's. Now, I had talked to a employee from Colton's who stopped by my store to get gas and whatever else. And they had basically told me that they're allowing up to 63, 65 people, somewhere around there, at a time, due to CDC and governmental recommendations. It's good that these businesses are allowed to be open, but it's even better that the businesses that are opening are following CDC guidelines. She also said that we are that not we, but she also said that the employees at Colin's have to wear masks and gloves, which is also a good thing because one, they're dealing with the people, and they might be within closer than 6 feet um, distance, and I'm pretty sure that most people who are sitting down in Colton's to eat is not wearing a mask because you can't eat with a mask on. Believe me, I've tried. It's not easy. You have to take the mask off, shove the food in your face, put the mask back on. I did that at my job while I was trying to eat like a snack because I was getting hungry, and I had peanut butter crackers, and I'd take a peanut butter cracker, take my mask off, put the peanut butter cracker in my mouth, and put the mask back on, and chew my food. And most of the time I don't have any problems breathing through my mask. Um, but trying to keep the mask in the right place while my jaw is moving around, not easy. But I'm thankful that the government is allowing businesses to reopen because it will help the economics of the world or our area. I shouldn't say the world because I don't know how my area's economics affects everything else. I'm not that intuitive. So I'm happy that businesses are slowly starting to open up. I just feel sorry for the education system because it's May. By I mean by the end of this month, schools normally close down. But I have heard from a lot of different parents that the school system is allowing students to do schoolwork and whatnot via the internet. Um, I think the one business I think the one business that's booming right now is the um, the various phone companies and Wi-Fi servers and basically anything that has to do with technology. Um, you know, I just got a message. My wife was up before me. Joanne's always awake before me, 9 times out of 10. She might fall back to sleep before I get up, or yeah, before I get up and be back asleep by the time I do get up. But Joanne sent me messages this morning via Messenger, just so when I got up I could see them. Um, the new Assassin's Creed Valhalla is already up for grabs. Basically, they already pre-order sales. And I'm sitting there going, "Wow, that's nice." And then she sent me one particular message that had like the three different packages that they're offering for Assassin's Creed right now. One of them is the top of the line. You get extra stuff and bonus stuff and things like that. $119. I just kind of went. I know I've got the money right now, but should I be spending it on something like this or saving it for who knows what? I'm right now because of this whole situation. I'm of two minds about spending money. Um, One is like, do I spend it now so I don't lose it in the future because we don't know how coronavirus is going to affect the stock market and currency and things like that? Or do I hold on to it because of the same reason, don't know what's going to happen? Um, and the third reason is, do I really want to spend money when I don't know if I need the item I want to buy? Or is it just, do I spend the money because the factor it's something I want? Um, so, yeah, I did spend a lot of money before the stimulus check came through. And then I did the right thing with it. I used some of it for paying my bills, and then some of it I donated, to various causes. um, it's one of those things where it's like we're making enough money without the extra stimulus check, and they're talking about a second one, which is kind of like what. Um, but from what I understood, the second one is supposed to be for small businesses, people who have small businesses because of the economic situation, which is fine and dandy because it's like I don't need it. I'm still working. I still have a job. I'm still earning money. Even though I've heard a couple stories about people who have basically decided to leave their jobs because the government did this thing where those of us who lost our jobs due to closures were getting 600 a week from unemployment. Somebody said, and I just kind of went, that sounds a little high. 600 a week. That's 2,400 a month. Okay. Um, am I going to basically quit my job and run out and collect that money? No. Um, do I want to quit my job? Some days yes, some days no, but that's just life. Some days are worse than others. Some days are better than others. Does that mean I should leave my job? No. It just means I keep on doing what I'm doing. I keep on doing what I'm doing because I know I'm doing my best. And that's all anybody should be asked to do is their best. Now, granted, some people's best is not as good as other people's, and some people's best is less than some other people. It is what it is. But around here, we're doing pretty good. I mean, we've, what's the old saying? The coffers are full. We have no wants. Well, I shouldn't say wants. We have no needs. We've got everything we need. Um, everything's good. I know that there are people out there who are struggling, and I feel for those people. But anyhow, I have to basically go and edit edit two videos to make one video because a phone call came through and knocked me off my camera. God, do I love those annoying little phone calls because I don't know anybody in New York anymore. Why am I getting calls from New York? Anywho, I'm going to go ahead and, now that I'm done with my tea, sign off. If you enjoyed this crazy video, and I am pretty sure there's going to be a couple people who might not like it. But anyhow, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any constructive or positive comments, please put them in the comment box. If you have comments that aren't exactly constructive, try not to be rude about it, please. That's all I ask. It's not just for me. It's for the other viewers. I mean, a lot of the stuff that I ask for is not for me. It's for the other people who might be reading these comments and causes a blow up. And I don't want that. And you all don't need that. If you have any friends, families, people you might know that might get a kick out of these videos, go ahead and, give them the suggestion to come in and review it. And if they do come and review it and you're new and you want to get more videos or see more videos, tap that bell. YouTube will let you know when I put in a new one. And until next time, God bless and be safe. Have a good day.